Yeah,
Hello, hello, it's Ian Bolton here from Sky. How are you?
everything okay? Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Good. Look, tell us about your squad for this weekend. Do you have any new injury concerns?
We have enough already. We're okay.
You do, but are there any?
No, no,
Are there
no.
any? So no new concerns. That's good. Look, how good was it to see Raul Jimenez at the training ground this week?
Very good, very good. For all of us, for the teammates, able to see him good, smiling, recovering well was a huge moment for everybody to be the role again.
How is he?
He's doing okay. He's recovering well, positive, and starting to get ready again.
Was it a big lift for you? A big lift for the other players as well, especially after last weekend's defeat.
I think it was a big lift for everybody involved, everybody that was aware of the situation to see him, how bad it was, the situation that happened, and to see him yesterday again smiling, and it was a big lift for everybody. Of course, for the teammates, huge lift because they see someone that had a serious situations recovering and seeing that he's on his way back to be the same person that he was.
Is there any news on how long he might be out for you?
Now, in these situations, we don't have a timetable. We have to follow the protocols, but mainly is about getting him healthy again. So there's no rush. We have time.
Look. Without him, he's a very important player for you. Do you need to find a different way to score goals?
We always have the task as a team to find a way to the goal, and it's up to us now to find that solution.
Are you confident that you can find that solution?
Of course. We've been working, and I think even during the game against Arsenal that the episode happened with Raul, we're able to still compete well. So this is what we want to do: compete well, and as a team find solutions.
But you didn't manage that last weekend against Liverpool, though, did you?
No, we didn't.
Look, you're bound to be linked with players to replace him, particularly with the transfer window opening next month. Look, Hulk is available. I'm getting a lot of feedback. I'm sorry about this.
Ian, so is that from your? Right, I'll put. Want to try? Right. You want to try again, Ian?
He's on mute now.
You're on mute.
Sorry, is that any better?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay,
Yeah.
listen, I'm sorry about that. Look, Hulk is available. He's not signing a new deal. Hulk. Player you're familiar with. I think you were together at Porto, weren't you?
Yeah, we were.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were.
Look,
But like before, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I get the point of your question. Like you said in your question, is next month, in January. So we are in December. Now it's a moment to focus on what we have to do in this next game and in the next one. It's not the moment to think about the transfer window, nothing, because the solutions are here with us now. I suppose it was that you were going to ask. I'm sorry.
well, I was going to say, look, is it something you might look at, or can we rule it out now?
We cannot ever rule it out any situation. transfer window is there for the clubs to use it to rebalance their squads. That's the main objective of the transfer window. But it's not now. Now is December. Now is the moment to focus, and when the moment comes, we'll be ready to see.
You go into this match against Aston Villa. You currently have the best home defensive record in the Premier League. You've conceded only 5 goals at Molineux. How proud are you of that?
Not so many, because it's a lot of goals also. I think we always have a chance to improve, and the reference is the last game. We have to improve our defensive organization.
Look, as far as Aston Villa are concerned, how central is Jack Grealish for them?
I think he's a very good player. He's been showing not only this season, the previous and the other one, full of talent. A very good player.
Would every coach want a Jack Grealish in their team?
No, I have my players. I'm happy with our players.
Yeah, I meant that kind of player in their team.
We have our own players with characteristics that we have to improve. I'm only focused on how I can make our players better.
Look, finally from me, I just wonder what you made of events in Paris this week in the Champions League with both sets of players leaving the pitch. Is it something of a landmark, do you think?
It's a sad moment, more than a landmark. It's a sad moment, a very, very sad moment for everybody, as a society, as football. Society, something that we cannot, me personally, I cannot understand. There's no races, no gender, no nothing, until we think and be on the same thought that we are all the same. There's no difference between us. We live in the same planet together. It's an individual issue that we have to overcome to finally eradicate racism.
Or was it a necessary moment?
I don't know the details exactly, but I think was a demonstration. Then when something happens like that, the football community is united, is together, and that's what the both teams showed. They are united and against racism.
Nuno, thank you. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Hello, Nuno. It's Mark Webber from Premier League Productions. How are you?
I'm okay, thank you.
Good. I know that you said there were some lessons to learn from the Liverpool scoreline that you want to take forward. How have those lessons shaped your thinking in sort of team selection and playing for this game ahead?
It's always a reference, but the process is, first we see the mistakes that we made, we try to correct them in the training ground, and then decide and approach the game in a separate way. It's not about the last game, it's about the new one. So this is what we've been doing. So first try to analyze the mistake, correct it, work it, and then prepare the game of tomorrow.
I know that Daniel and Adama have won some plaudits for the sort of pace that they are bringing to your game at the moment. Is it great to have them as assets against Aston Villa?
I think all the assets that we need against all the opponents are important, and we know that the performance of the players, it's hard to be consistent. It's up and downs. Some games we have some players that become more active and create more impact, but the idea is to have all the players involved and not an individual player that makes and creates differences. And unbalanced teams is about us to be consistent as a team, game after game. But all the assets like you call them, are important to a big fight tomorrow.
two questions about Aston Villa. Started very strongly at the start of the season, a dip in form at the moment. What do you make of that recent dip in form?
What I make of Aston Villa is a good team. It's a very good team with a very good manager, full of talent players. It's a good squad, and they've been playing good football. This is what we focus, not how the teams are. We know that we're going to face a very tough opponent tomorrow.
And finally, on this game, for our international audience who may not know how big this is a Midlands derby. This is two sides who love playing against each other and having a competition against each other. How much do the team know about that? How much are they aware of this being important for the fans?
We are fully aware of what it means to play against Aston Villa. We are fully aware. I think almost everybody experiences it, home and away. It's always a big match. Always a big match, and it means a lot to our fans. Unfortunately, they'll not be at Molino to give us a push, but for sure they'll be supporting at home and wishing for the best. And we have to compete. This is going to do with all our strengths.
Thank you for your time, Nuno.
Thank you, Mark.
Hi, Nuno. How are you?
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Can I just pick up on the fans? There are no fans at the game because behind closed doors. You played last week at Anfield where there were 2,000 supporters. I'm interested on your view as to whether or not that's fair for some clubs to have fans, whereas others can't. And because when we came back to playing football, it was all about the integrity of the competition.
Yeah, but this is what we have to accept and not be against something that we want. We want fans back again as soon as possible to all the stadiums in the Premier League all over the country. And we have to accept the conditions that the government, the rules of the government have decided on regarding tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, and not only in football. For example, 40 miles away from here, you can have dinner together. And here we cannot. So this is the things that don't make a lot of sense, but I think it's up to us to accept it. And knowing that in this next 16 is going to be reviewed, and hopefully the fans will be back at Molino again. But me as a person of football, I want as soon as possible fans back. And if it happens, it happened in Anfield, and it could happen the next match, I'm always supportive of this situation.
Did you feel last week Liverpool got a lift from having fans?
I think fans always help. The team at home, the team away, always helps the presence of fans to both teams. So there's no issue on that.
How much is a coach on the sidelines? I mean, I know Molyneux, the dugout, the benches are quite a long way away from the front row of the stands. But how much as a coach do you kind of miss having the presence of somebody near you or fans near you? I mean, I've been to Molyneux recently for a few games, and it like every stadium, it feels so empty.
Yeah, we want them back, as many as possible. We want them back. It's really affecting the game and affecting the performance of the players. I'm sure about that. I think the players perform better in front of fans. Yeah.
Last one from me about the game. You're good at home. You've got a great defensive record. Villa, until they went to West Ham last Monday, had a 100% record away from home. So you've got a good home team. It's a good away team. Just outline for me what sort of game you're expecting tomorrow.
A difficult game, a very good team, a difficult game, a game that will require from us consistency through the actions, being unit, compact, and taking advantage when we have the ball with the talent players that we have playing, having good possessions, unbalanced Villa. We expect a very tough game, but for sure a very enthusiastic game. Is a derby, so they're always special.
Good luck tomorrow, Nuno.
Thank you, Ian.
Hello, Nuno. As you say, derbies are special, and you've experienced a few already with Wolves. Will it still feel like one, even though there aren't fans there, as you were just talking about?
This is our job to try to create something that is impossible to do. It is the presence of fans. By that is to engage the players onto their actions during the game. But with fans, it's totally different. Totally different. The energy that they give you, the push. It's an element that sometimes make players overcome and be better. But this is our job. Our job to try and make the players ready for the game.
Indeed, and I know that you and your players as well have been very keen to integrate with the community in the time that they've been there, and they've built up very close relationships, as we all know. Have you and the players been able to maintain that, or be aware of the interest still coming from the fans from various means, from social media, whatever it might be? Are the players still aware that the fans are very much with them?
I think so, but nothing can substitute the presence and the contact and the noise and the atmosphere. And before the matches, when we travel on the bus, and every time we arrived to Molyneux, we had our fans there. It's always a big lift when you go out of the bus and you see your fans, and then you go to the warm up and you feel the atmosphere and the game. So, but it's not the same. It's not the same. Reading is different than feeling and hugging and touching and speaking.
Yes, of course. I wonder if just quickly you can tell us a little bit about the youngster Corbiano, who I know came with the squad to Liverpool. I know you have a lot of talented youngsters and you have faith in them, but he's had an interesting background, hasn't he, coming from Canada?
Yes. He's a talent player, young player. He's been with the club a couple of years now. He's been training with us often, many times, and we decided to take him to Liverpool because he can become a good option for us in our offensive players. We need to take advantage. Tomorrow is not going, but Owen is going, so I think always the backup of the under 23s are basic and huge for us, and we trust them.
Yes, indeed. Lovely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for the broadcast.